Walk into a dark room at 2 a.m., and you might find the modern digital hustle happening in total silence. A single, faceless figure, bathed entirely in the cold glow of a screen. The numbers tick up with staggering speed. 10,000 rupees turns to 50,000. Then, almost immediately, it hits 2 lakh. It defies the normal friction of making a living. When capital arrives this quickly, it feels weightless. There is no morning commute and no manager looking over your shoulder. Without those traditional boundaries, the wealth seems frictionless. He meets every question about his strategy with a blank stare. He is following the heat of the numbers, unable to explain the mechanics of the engine driving them. This animation illustrates a concept called blind momentum. It happens when a trader executes positions purely because the market volume is moving upward. The rising vector separates from the base, hovering without any foundational logic to hold it up. Rapid profits pulled from a system you cannot explain is not mastery. It is a ticking clock waiting to expire. As the stakes escalate, the psychology of the trader starts to fracture. The rising chart becomes an all-consuming obsession. Basic human needs drop away. Sleep becomes an afterthought. Greed overrides the instinct for self-preservation. Frictionless success rewires the brain. Suddenly, holding positions with unsustainable levels of financial risk feels like a normal Tuesday. This probability tree outlines the law of gambler's ruin. It shows what happens when a player makes infinite, unhedged, risky bets. Over a long enough timeline, the probability of losing the entire bankroll hits 100%. He is no longer analyzing a market. He is locked inside a behavioral loop, where the only acceptable outcome is the dopamine hit of the next win. Then, the system violently corrects itself. The trader freezes, jolted backward by the sudden shock of the monitor. Volatile, algorithmic markets operate with empathy. They possess no memory of a trader's previous winning streaks. This chart captures the velocity of the descent. A portfolio plummets from 2 lakh rupees, crashes through 50,000, and flatlines at 0. Over-leverage ensures the damage doesn't stop. As the line plunges below 0, the correction vaporizes the principal, dissolving the account. Operating in the shadows means trading without safety nets or community support. When the market clears the board, there is no mechanism to recover the loss. The room and the chair are identical, but the kinetic energy that filled the space minutes ago has been drained away. The high adrenaline mania is gone, replaced by the suffocating vacuum of a total loss. The math of his initial strategy guaranteed this outcome. The system simply waited for the clock to run out. Building wealth is a structural process. It requires transparency, a foundation of market knowledge, and patience to let time work. Chasing wealth is a frantic, blind sprint in the dark, driven by momentum that cannot sustain itself. In the zero-sum game of unhedged speculation, the act of blind chasing returns the player exactly to where they began, absolute zero.